Hello, I'm Lisa Williams back here with another tutorial. I am going to go through Moxie and why I believe that this is the platform for you, especially for web designers, freelance web designers, solopreneurs, like smaller. If you're a large agency, you can still use Moxie, but you may have something else more robust. But Moxie is like my number one. I've used several other platforms, Dubsado, Honeybook, 17 Hats. There's a few others that I've kind of probably have a trial out there somewhere that's expired, but I am by all means home. This is how I run my business day to day. It's my husband and I. We run a web design and marketing studio, and we have roughly 30-ish clients. And this is how I run our business. And I am more client front facing. So I do all the tasks, I do all the web design and things like that. So um, when I found Moxie, I was 100% on board, and their team, their development, how they roll out new features, their Facebook community, their support, everything is gold standard. I can't recommend them enough. So make sure if you don't have Moxie yet, you look in the description where you can use my affiliate link and get 30 days free. So super cool. It'll give you plenty enough time to set it up. I also have a Moxie CRM beginners course, and that link is below. If you're all in Moxie, then setting it up correctly is super important. So if you want to check out that course, you can check the link out in the description. So anyways, here we go. Let me give you a quick overview of the setup here and show you a couple things that you can do and how I make our business run very smooth and make my sanity level very, very low. Although there are some days when I second guess that. Anyways, here we go. So this is my home base. This is what's on my schedule for today and upcoming. I can see all of my tasks. I can see if there's anything on my schedule. Today, I have a call. I've got tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So I can go through here. And over here on the left-hand side is my main navigation. These are the main big areas in Moxie that you can get to. And then I also have a few of my clients that are favorites over here. I just star them in the client area. In this client area, I just click on the star and they show up over here. So I have them. I can minimize. I like to minimize my thumbnails because I know what these are. And I actually don't go over here on the left too much, although I do, but I usually manage at the client level. I'm usually clicking into a client and doing things there. However, you can use your navigation to get around. So here is my home, and you got a calendar where I've got it in schedule where I can see my schedule. You can of course choose how you view your calendar, and then insights and bookings is all your financials, which I'll stay out of there for now. So anyways, let me show you a few things. Let me go here down here, workspace settings, before I get into a client. So workspace settings are all of your stuff. Here's your account. Here's, you can add team members, import your data, set up all of your Stripe, your integrations, all of that. And then your client portal, you can set that up. The client portal is amazing. One link for clients to log in, and they can have a magic link each time. They can use the magic link, or they can set their own password. I love that Moxie has one link for your client portal. Fan freaking tastic. Okay, so custom fields, build out your forms. You got meetings. You can add products and services. So here are all my products and services. I have a video tutorial on how to use this. Your templates. So I have agreement templates. I have email templates. I have form templates, and I only have 2 invoice templates. And then these are all of the projects. So I have our main service is web design project, and these project templates can be used throughout Moxie, even in agreements. So what you're doing here is you're simplifying the process of onboarding a new client. Once a client submits an inquiry for us, it comes into our pipeline. So we have an opportunity pipeline, it comes into that pipeline automatically. And from that pipeline, I can, from that opportunity, I can manage that client all the way through to the very end of working with them, which when our project is ended, when our web design project is ended, we've launched their website, our clients now go into a monthly support. So we host and maintain our client websites. So they actually go into a monthly plan, and then we do ongoing support, monthly support and additional services and all the things. So our project really doesn't end. It's just that their web design is, their website is launched, and now we move into this next area of support and servicing our clients. So uh, email templates, super important. The email templates can be used all over, from standard invoicing. You can see I have standard invoicing, and I send reminders out for payments, and our web design inquiry email. So this email goes out when a client submits our inquiry form. This is all automated. It is fantastic. Once I'm working with a client, I have several emails that are sent for them to move through the process. And this is all in a workflow automation. So down at the bottom, I can set up a workflow automation for when a client, put this in draft, let me delete this one. I was playing with this one. So when a client enters a web design opportunity or an inquiry, when they submit the form, creates the prospect in Moxie, it also sends them the email, and then I'm waiting for a meeting to be scheduled. So the next step in the process for us is scheduling a discovery call, and then going into sending the agreement and all the things. Here's a workflow automation that is active, that as a client enters this web design agreement stage, I'm waiting for the agreement to be signed. Is it fully executed? Yes or no? Sends them a reminder, sets the stage, does all the things. I absolutely, a lot of this I've done before manually, or in other platforms, it was just so over the top on setting up automations and sending templates or creating templates. Everything was so over the top. And Moxie is extremely powerful, but it's very simple to use. And that's what I just cannot stress enough, that once you have things set up, things run automatically with you for your business, and you can set as detailed agreements as you want. Workflows as you want. This is the one main workflow that we have, because by the time at the very end, this is the end of the automation. By the time I've scheduled the kickoff call, I've already received the deposit. They've signed the agreement. I've received the deposit. I've started their project. They're a client, and we're off and running. They've submitted their strategy questionnaire. We're in it now. We're in their project, going strong. So by the time this ends, I don't really need any more automations. Things are running smooth. So uh, automations are huge, and in order to set up workflow automations, you have to make sure that your emails and your forms and your agreements, especially if you're going to actually automatically send an agreement. I manually send our web design agreement, and so I don't have an automation actually for that. But if you were, you'd have to have your agreements set up as well. So you want to make sure that your web design agreement is set up before. So let's take a peek in here. This is when I've had the discovery call and the client is ready to move forward. Then I send the agreement. And this is the template that I use for the client. So this is our agreement for web design services. It brings in the client's name or the prospective client, which in this case, it's still an opportunity. Over here on the left are my pages. I have settings, and I was clicked in something, but I have all of my elements I can pull over. So if I just want to pull over images, my text and logo, can do that. And this is a little introduction. And then here's a form that I pulled in to collect some basic information. And then this is our web design solution, which when I go to send this to a client, I fill in any specifics that I need, or I add anything. I could also add another service that is optional, could do that. And then this is our agreement that my signature is already at the bottom when I go and send that to a prospective client, because they're not a client yet, right? They haven't paid their deposit. So potential client, I add their signature so they sign it. And you can also have, this is what it looks like if you wanted to collect a deposit at the time of signing the agreement. You can do that. So there's an integrated payment structure, and I've got a payment plan here. And this is an integrated payment where they would sign and then they would pay before they can submit. So if you wanted to collect that deposit right at the time of signing the agreement, you totally could. I manually send mine. So if this one, in my settings, I automatically create projects and invoices. So that what this will do when the client signs this agreement, or potential client, I always say client, but when they sign this agreement, it will automatically create the project from my project template, which is my web design project. And then it will automatically generate an invoice. And then I review the invoice before sending. So it's absolutely fantastic in automatically doing things for you. Okay. So, let's jump into my client, Rachel Green, and I'll show you a little bit about how I can create projects and manage things for her. So I'm a Friends addict. If you haven't watched any of my other videos, you will see that I use Rachel a lot. She is a very active client of ours. So anyways, I'm going to create a project right here from a template. Now, when Rachel signs the agreement and submits it, it will automatically generate this project. But I'm just going to generate this one here for you now so you can see it. So this is all the details of the project. And then the tasks are already here for me to start on the project. I'm ready to go. She has signed the agreement. I've collected. I'm now going to I've collected the deposit, and I'm ready to go. So I can manage these tasks over here in the agreement signed, paid deposit, and in our kickoff call is scheduled. Okay, so I can save that, and my due dates are already there. I can adjust anything I need to, and these are in progress, and I am getting organized as in progress. So now when I click over to my home screen, you will see that I have on my calendar here, or on my main screen, my focus, I have Rachel Green, a web design. I have the A in front, so it's always at the top when I'm doing these tutorials. But anyway, so oops, didn't mean to click in there. So I have, you can see that these due dates are on, these tasks are on my schedule now. Okay, so an overview is all of this information would be filled in based on the agreement that is submitted. So all of this would be filled in here. I have one contact, and that is Rachel Green. The client right here is the company. So if you have a company and you have multiple contacts within that company, you would add them down here. So now I have this project that's ongoing. An invoice would be generated, but if I click on an invoice, this would be a standard invoice, and I could I'm going to add the web design project there, and this would be the invoice that I would send. If I'm only collecting a deposit, I could just add it as a line item and collect a deposit, and that would be what that's for. But all of this is done automatically. I'm just kind of showing you these different pieces. But when you send an agreement with a project, let me click out of here. If I go to Rachel, create an agreement, I'm going to start from a template, web design agreement, click yes. And so now it's going to open that same web design agreement, but this is specifically for Rachel. And this is specifically for her. And so I'm going to then send this to her. Right here in your services, this is my web design service. So here is my package. And right here, I'm going to use the tasks from this project template. So you have to make sure that your project templates are created before you go send an invoice. So it's going to automatically create this project and these tasks for me. So that's already done. And then it will automatically generate an invoice over here in the settings where it will review the invoice before sending. So just wanted to kind of show you how that, so now this is in draft, which it would be finalized when I go and send it to the client. And then it would automatically generate this invoice. And if you have payment plans and whatnot, like in your agreement, then it would generate here, and it would put a payment plan here if you had one. And if you have any projects that are recurring, it would show up here. So Rachel has a recurring monthly plan that starts on August 1st. Is here the next runtime. This is ready. This will automatically send. The absolute best, like one of the, well, I can't say it's even the best. It is one of the best, is that so many of this day to day and this kind of managing your revenue, managing your projects, managing your tasks is all done automatically within Moxie, which is fan freaking tastic. So this monthly recurring plan is for our standard monthly plan, and this is for real, of course. I'm not going to send this to Rachel. I'm going to delete this. But anyways, this is a standard monthly plan. I could add a new line item to this if I wanted to, for so it could pick up some projects if I wanted to. I could add a product or service. So here's all our product or services, products and services. You can add these line items to your recurring invoice, even just monthly if you need to. You can, if they're only 1 month, they have an extra project, you could add it to this. And then then you would just come in and remove that line item for the next month. But this is recurring, it's enabled, you can send it automatically. You don't have to put an email template here, because the invoice template that you have set in your preferences, down at in your workspace preferences, your invoice settings, you'll have an email template there that would send when you send this recurring invoice. So this is optional, but you can auto charge. If there's a credit card on file, you can auto charge. And then if it's a recurring project, so we have clients that have recurring projects, um, and they also have their standard monthly plan, that this is just for hosting and maintenance and minor updates and that. So any additional recurring projects that I have, such as podcast transcription is one that we do, that is added on. So if that project is over here, I would select that project and I would include all billable projects every month. So we have a recurring podcast transcription service, and it would include that in their monthly plan every month. You can keep it as one, which I like to do because they like to just pay one time once a month instead of having all these different invoices. It keeps things streamlined for you. Fan freaking tastic. Okay, so another timesheets, you can keep track of your time. There's a little timer up here in the top, and you can select recent projects, or you can just start the timer on a task. So if I was on, let me go into this project. If I'm within a task right here, I can start my time worked right here. I can start the timer and it would just play. So it's going to start this timer and it just plays. And then I could stop it. If you start it from up here and you add your timer here, it would you can pause your timer, which is nice. So anyways, here I can just click on the task and I can view. This is how I do tasks really day to day. I see what I have to do, and then I'm just going to click on the task, and I open it up and I can change if I'm waiting for the client, or if this is a client task, I'm really not getting into it, but I can change the status and I can start the timer from here. So I typically will leave this open and go ahead and do my work. Your preferences, I know I mentioned that. Down here, you can set up all of your settings. So here's your invoice default templates. These email templates have to be set up in your template area, but you can set these up in any time the due date is approaching. It's going to send this upcoming payment. If anything is past due, I have every 3 days. It'll send a reminder. These don't go out that often, but anytime I send a new invoice, it will send this standard invoice. You can add all of these things. Agreements don't have much. You can upload custom fonts, which is super cool. These can be used all throughout Moxie. And then any clients, you can set default clients and give all your contacts default portal access. But you can change those one off. You can even write down to what specific things that client or that contact sees in the portal. You can drill down to be very specific per client. So let's take a look at Rachel and I'm sorry. Let's take a look at the client portal, because this part is fantastic. So do all of your settings, right? You have 4 tabs up here. You can use your custom font. This is what your login screen will look like. So remember, I said one link. Your login screen will look just like this. You can customize it, add some text. You can add custom pages to your client portal. Now, I do use our client portal, but our clients don't really go to the portal that much. But you can build this out as much as you want. There are some standard features that are in Moxie. So your enabled features are here. So, the default features are here. So you can toggle these on and off if the meetings are enabled, but this would give them access to all the meetings. I do believe I don't use that in our client portal, but anyways, you can toggle on and off different things for overall for all clients, but you can also toggle on and off specifically for clients per client. Your domains, you'll want to connect. Well, you don't have to, but this is the domain. This is the link it would be if you didn't. But I have a custom domain, clients.joliedesignsolutions.com. So this is the link, the one link to the client portal. And then your custom email can be set right here. But in the portal, you can add an iframe, you can add a custom page, or you can add an external link. So that is all very cool. An iframe is super cool. You can just add a link and it will pull it in. So yeah, you can add some custom code to your to your client portal. So the client portal is really, what I like about it is it's really easy for clients to see. They can manage their payments, their card on file. They can see their projects, where they are. If you have client to-dos, they access them. Our clients do access their client portal, especially during the web design project, because of the tasks that I have for them to do. So, after that, there's not a huge reason. If you use the ticket feature, now I kind of play around with the tickets, but if you use the ticket feature, you can add tickets and they can submit a ticket request. So yeah, gosh, I just can't say enough about it. Let me see. All of your templates live in one place. So my email templates, remember, you have to have these created before you do anything. Forms, our web design inquiry forms, to kind of like give you the once over on forms. There's a lot of different inputs, your content, your layout. There's conditional logic. So I can map fields using a mapping key, which then this mapping key can be used throughout Moxie in different areas, and you can customize even further. It's just fantastic. Overall, the templates are very easy to create, and whether it be emails, agreements, or forms or projects. If I add a new project or package, I just can do the settings right here. And then, as I showed you before, my project templates, my getting started, this is what you just saw in the project in Rachel Green's account. We started a new web design project for her, and these tasks are already set up. And again, this happens automatically when you send the agreement to a client or a potential client. You can use these project templates in just a standalone invoice if you need to. You add the project from the template manually. It would create the tasks, and then you can send them an invoice from that project. So a lot of times, if it is, I don't have a project for every template, but let's say I'm in Rachel's account and I create a new project and she wants a sales page for offer. I don't want to start from a template. Now, I could, if I do this often enough, if I do a project often enough, then I'm going to create a template from it, but I don't have to create a template. I just create the project. And from right here, I'm going to say my due date for this project is the end of the month. And this project is a fixed price, and it's $6.99. I don't know, $9.99. It's a fixed price. And so I go ahead and click save. And now my information is over here. I could send an invoice to Rachel for this is exactly what I would do. If this is a client and I'm going to do an additional project for one time for her, I could send an invoice. And as I showed earlier in the video, I could attach that project. I could attach that invoice amount, that amount to the monthly if they only want one payment. They want me to just put it in their monthly. I can do that, but I can just send a straight up invoice, and I would track billable hours, and it would be this, projects, and it would be this right here. So I can click in here and I could add details right here and click OK. So this invoice is now attached to this project. Okay, so it's one off. I can come over here and select the due dates and the due date, change anything I need to. So this right here would be for this particular project. And then I can save it, click, I think it takes that. Okay, I'm gonna click share, and I'm gonna share it with the Moxie email, and it automatically brings in my default invoice. So I would go ahead and send this, and then you can put tokens in here if you'd like to when you go and send the email. But this is already sent from the template that I have, so it automatically picked it up. I'm not going to send this to Rachel right now, but this is what it would look like. Click close, and it's going to say sent. So when Rachel pays this invoice, it's going to be connected to this project. So it just keeps things super simple for you within the client dashboard, I guess you could say. So I could go in to this project and add my tasks. Again, if I was doing this often enough, I would have a template for this so that my main tasks would always be there. Like in this web design project, all of my tasks are already here. I can always add a task, in which I do a lot of times if it's kind of just a little one-off thing. I keep track of everything here because it is very efficient. So if I click back on my home, you can see that I've got this getting organized is in progress. So it's all here for me. Yeah, just fantastic. Your project settings and pipeline settings can all be set. I have a couple tutorials on pipeline settings and workflow automations. Just look at the playlist for this Moxie CRM playlist, and you'll find other video tutorials that can help you. So With all of that, I'm going to end. I'm at almost the 30-minute mark, and I told myself I would not be over 30 minutes. So here we go. Check the details or the description below for all the links and things that I've mentioned in this video. All right. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.